According to People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, also known as PETA or the PETA, is a nonprofit organization that put out an article in 2004 that stated, each year more than 100 million animals, including mice, rats, dogs, cats, hamsters, guinea pigs, monkeys, fish, and birds, are killed in U.S. laboratories for biology testing, medical training, curiosity-driven experimentation, and chemical, drug, food, and cosmetic testing. Having animals restrained or tested on jeopardizes the overall well-being of the animal. However, we do have alternatives that should be explored. Animal testing is inhumane and unethical and should be banned. Most of you guys have pets at home. I myself have a dog, and I know I would never put him in a position to where he's being injected with harmful chemicals. And my sister is also a veterinarian and made me sit in on an animal rights and animal testing seminar. First, I'm going to go over what animal testing is. Second, I'm going to go over the mental and physical pains that the animals go through from testing. And lastly, I'm going to go over the alternatives to the testing. Animal testing is unethical and inhumane and should be banned. So what is animal testing? Animal testing is also known as animal experimentation. And when you hear the word experiment, you know that the outcome isn't always certain. Some of the things they put the animals through are inhalation of toxic fumes, injecting them with harmful chemicals, exposing them to radiation, as well as putting them in stressful situations to elevate their anxiety and their depression. Here are some pictures to show. This one's mainly from topical application, basically makeup products, ointments, things like that. It makes it burns their skin. This one's injections. These are more the chemicals and drugs that they put into them. And lastly, this one's radiation. So I'll just take the picture back and leave it up. Some of the companies that are current advocates of animal testings would wow you, and you probably have them in your cabinet at home. Some of them include Maybelline, OPI, Victoria's Secret, Avon, Benefit, and Estee Lauder, and the list goes on and on. Now that we know what animal testing is, I will talk about the harmful outcomes from testing on the animals. Animals go through testing and suffer mental and physical harm. Mentally, they're forced into stressful situations which elevate their anxiety and depression. They also force the animals by injecting them with drugs, which make the animals dependent on these drugs. And then when they're taken off of it, they also become depressed, which can lead to other physical harm. Physically, they basically undergo treatment for little to no benefit for humans because the animal's genetic makeup is not the same as the humans. According to the article, Ethical and Scientific Considerations Regarding Animal Testing Research by Hope Federism, a physician and advocate with human and animal rights, as well as Nancy Beck in 2011 stated, recent systematic reviews of treatments for various clinical conditions demonstrated that animal studies have been poorly predictive on human outcomes. So with that being said, the animals being tested don't always show how it would affect a human. So the testing itself is unethical and inhumane. Mental and physical harm isn't the only thing that these animals experience after testing. However, there are other alternatives to testing that I'm going to talk about. Some of them include computer models, in vitro human skin models, and lastly, something we can do as consumers. So with computer models, according to Alternatives to Animal Testing, a review, published in 2013 by Sonali Doak, an animal rights activist and veterinarian, stated, computers can understand the various and basic principles of biology. Specialized computer models and software programs are helped to design new medicines as well as get rid of animal testing. This is an excellent source to not put the actual animal through testing. In vitro human skin model is something that is a replica of how the skin would react to harmful topical and other ointments. According to the article, Human Skin Equivalent as an Alternative to Animal Testing, by Heek Mershing and Michelle Weimer in 2008 stated, the 3D skin equivalent can be viewed as physiologically comparable to the natural skin and therefore is a suitable alternative for animal testing. And lastly, I'm going to talk about how as a consumer we can stop animal testing one by one. So when you go into Walmart, you can look, or your local CVS, you can look on the bottle and it'll say cruelty-free in the top with a little check mark. That's the sign you want to look for because that also shows that they don't put animals through testing to make sure their products are able to be put out on the market. First, I talked about what animal testing is. Second, I talked about the mental and physical harm done to the animals. And lastly, I talked about the alternatives that we do have available to stop animal testing. Animal testing is unethical and inhumane and should be banned. Now that we know what we put them through, as well as the possibility of using alternative methods, we can slowly take a step back and do our part to help these animals. If you wouldn't put your animal in harm's way, why should you let other innocent animals endure testing that ends in harm some way? I hope that you think about the product you are buying next time, and if it has cruelty-free in the top corner, buy it. And if it doesn't, maybe try another brand that does state that. Thank you.